episode 11, I believe. Episode 11.
Sir.
We got my man Julian in the building. Very special guest. Like I said, this is one of the more intellectual dudes I know. So this is gonna be a great episode, just conversation wise. Me and this nigga. First time I met this nigga, I think we talked for like 4 hours in a car outside of like this is like one of the first times meeting this
that's
dude.
Crazy. I forgot about that.
Bruh,
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Like shit like that with shit like that like really resonates with me. So
yes, indeed.
you know, I'm really happy to have you. Appreciate you coming on, my brother. Appreciate that.
That you had me on.
Yes, sir, man. This is a good platform. It's growing. You know what I'm saying? It's
yes.
just this is the growing stage, and that can take a while. So. With no further ado, let's get into a few topics. All right. I'm gonna be all around with the topics today. Like it don't really matter.
That's cool. That's kind of usually how our conversations go.
Yeah, exactly. So this shit is just gonna go left, right, left, right. Let's jump right into what is your? I've asked this before too on like one of my first episodes. The meaning of success. Like how would you define success? I know a lot of people have personal. Success, and then there's the perception of success from others. But like, how would you define success?
I feel like it's kind of hard to like. There's not a definitive black and white like this is success and this. I think you literally have to kind of define success for yourself. You know.
Right.
I think like the biggest thing for a lot of people is like, okay, based on your values and your ethics and how your mental makeup. Basically, what exactly are you looking for out of life? Is it cars? Is it money? You know, I mean, obviously there's a lot of material things, but
1000%.
I guess my thing is like, if there's things outside of just the material realm
right.
that you value, like, hey, I want to start a family. I want to be able to have an impact on, you know, the next generation. I want to have a child that I'm able to influence and like really help shape and mold, you know, how they are as people.
Right.
So I feel like it just really depends. Like, you could ask across the board 100 people that same question. You can get 100 different answers.
Most definitely, because like,
you know what I'm saying?
there's really no way to like, there's no one definition for it. You know what I mean? I guess my reason for asking it is because I always constantly go back and forth with myself, like anyone does. You know, when do you know when you're successful? You know what I mean? Like, you could have $1 billion and you could still feel like I haven't succeeded in anything or the things that I want.
Right.
So I think it all comes down to like what matters to you.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of that's like the determining factor, like what defines success.
But to answer your question, because you did ask, okay, how do I define success?
Yeah. What's success to you?
I guess like I'm still trying to shape what success looks like for me.
Yeah.
I think initially when I started in my career, it was like, you know, I want to be able to get that $100,000 job a year. You know, I want to be able to really have financial freedom. You know, I think like that was the biggest thing for me. And like even shortly into that journey, I started realizing like, yo, I need more than just like material gain, because even when I started to be able to have access to small things, I'm able to afford, you know, an iPad, or I can go on a vacation, or I can do this, or I can do that. Like, that still didn't necessarily give me like fulfillment, you know. So like, I'm still finding out what my purpose is in life.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So like, I feel like once I'm able to have that purpose, and I feel like once a lot of people are able to find that purpose, then they're kind of able to shape what success looks like.
It's much easier to mold at that point.
Absolutely.
1000%. Yeah, to everybody. Actually, I wanted to kind of segue into something else. I wanted to just briefly touch on Kobe Bryant, just because, man, rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
That's a major
Kobe
influence to the black community, to the white community, to everybody, honestly.
Yeah.
But as a young black athlete, when I was playing basketball, I mean, this is somebody that you couldn't do anything in the sport and not hear him and try to emulate what he did.
Absolutely.
And outside of basketball, I just think that he instills a mentality in people. Like, it's not just the fact that he was a great basketball player. Some people wake up and they might be in a corporate world, or they might be in sales, or they might be retail, and they're just like, Kobe wouldn't be asleep right now. I gotta get up. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to say, you know, rest in peace to a legend. I mean, I really appreciate everything you did. I feel really bad for the family right now, so I just want to have my thoughts and prayers with them. And I just want to say I think what I took away from the Kobe thing is that I gotta, tell people I love that I appreciate them a lot more, like, cause you don't know when
really
somebody's
don't.
gonna go.
Really
So
don't.
it's like, I just texted some of my niggas the other day, like, man, look, I love y'all, like, I just want y'all to know. And it's like, I wasn't even drunk, something, that's the drunk shit, you just be, oh, nigga, I love you. But like, this Kobe shit had me fucked up for days. Like, and I was just like, you gotta start appreciating everything in life. So I definitely just want everybody to understand, like, you gotta start looking at everyone around you like that. You can't take them for granted.
You really can't.
Yeah, man.
You really can't. And I think the crazy thing with the whole, like, obviously with the whole Kobe and Gigi issue is that you really got to see a lot of, at least black males, be very vulnerable.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
They're like,
right.
And the thing is, I've been reading a ton of articles where it's like, you rarely see, like, just the male ego overall, just like the stigma around the male ego is to be very, I'm emotionally intact. I don't really show my emotions. I'm more so, I think in more so society, men more so suppress them.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, you saw like the impact that one figure had on so many different people.
Lives.
And like people were actually heartbroken by this tragedy.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? So,
I cry. I mean, I don't cry, bro.
I don't cry either. And like there was multiple times last week where like you obviously just like you can't escape the news. Like they're reporting it everywhere.
See, and that was the
follow-up segments and stuff.
That was my thing. I couldn't find a way to not watch it.
Exactly.
I wasn't on. So I don't even have social media like that. So like I wasn't really on it.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to what I watch all the time, ESPN, and it's just constantly there, constantly. And it was like anywhere you went, any news outlet you went. So it's just, like you said, I'm very happy that like a lot of black men dug deep and just got super vulnerable. Like, and it's like, man, put all that pride and ego shit to the side.
That's really it, bro. Like, and I think like we're all kind of victims of that, at times. And
1,000%.
It's a give and take. A lot of times where it's like some people, they don't necessarily feel as though like they have that I guess that leeway to be able to even express themselves emotionally. Yeah. Especially men.
And
it's like I feel like that at least opened up a lot of people to being like, when I actually am vulnerable, I start to also see other people around me that are also being vulnerable. So we're almost able to kind of overcome whatever issues we're dealing with together. You know what I'm saying?
It binded people. So I'm happy that we were able, honestly, like, I know death is a very hard thing, but I think with every death, there's like some reason behind it, no matter how far-fetched it is. So, I don't want to harp on the negative for too long. Rest in peace to Kobe and Gigi and all the families and people on that helicopter. This shit is just unbelievably tragic. But rest in peace to everybody, and my prayers are with you. But to segue into some more, something a little more uplifting, you know what I'm saying? We can change topics real quick. So I want to talk about what do you think the difference between being thirsty and being interested are? Because I asked this about a year ago to my first co-host. Shout out to Jones.
Shout out, Jones.
Yeah, good man, great man. He gave me his perspective, and I think everyone has a different outlook on this. Sure. And I even posted this on Subtleimpacttv Instagram, and I got a couple people's answers. So I'm just curious to know, like, what do you think? Because I think it is a little fine line. I think it's now a fine line. Because back in the day, bro, you being thirsty was you being interested.
Yeah, that was it.
Like,
the thing is,
like, make love songs.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, like, I mean, you didn't have social media as an outlet to express that you had an interest in somebody.
Right.
So you had no choice but to meet that person face to face.
Right.
Or, back in like elementary school, grade school, you like sending little notes and shit. But like there was still a personal like interaction that had to be engaged in in order for anybody to understand that somebody has an interest in you.
Yeah.
So now it's like, bro, that line is completely blurred.
It's blurred.
Where it's like, I think it just depends on the person, right? Like, some people are like, hey, I'm going to be really assertive in this situation. So there is that risk that I could come off to this person that, based on their experience, they've only had people that were more reserved when they were trying to engage. So like, it took them a couple of, I guess, interactions to even get warmed up to that person, even realize, like, work with the courage to be like, work with the courage to be like, oh, hey, I actually have feelings for you, whatever. So like, I feel like it really depends, but I guess if you're asking me, like, I don't know, man. Like, I'm trying to think about it. Like, what is that fine line? Because I feel like somebody could misinterpret me just being like, you look good today.
Yeah.
Okay, well, what do you mean by I look good today?
Yeah. And,
I said, you look good today.
And maybe you said that once or twice in the past, and now it's like, well, this nigga is being thirsty. Cause like anytime you see me, you saying I look good. It's like, shorty, it's a compliment. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's like now everything is like diluted. Yeah. A compliment's diluted. Absolutely. Being gracious or going out your way to just give effort to a shorty is diluted.
My bad for cutting you off. You know what I feel like is like the driving engine for that whole, I guess, like dynamic. Mm-hmm. I feel like literally it's just comment creeping. Because like think about it, a girl posts like some thirst trap on Instagram, and then all of a sudden some dude's like heart eye emoji, right? That's just some subtle interaction to some people. Yeah. But to some people it's like, okay, well I've gotten a heart eye emoji on my last 6 posts. And I post twice a day. Yeah. So that means in the span of 3 days, I've gotten a heart eye emoji.
See, Instagram, or not even Instagram, social media added analytics to it. So now, like shit. It's like literally like the number, like, because people put stock in numbers. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Some people do quantity over quality.
Exactly. So now people looking at, like, I got 500 likes. Now that equates to me being at this level of, you know, whatever, you know what I'm saying? It's just people equate numbers to like status and worth and value. So for me, I don't know. I've never been that type of nigga. I didn't even get an Instagram for myself until about 8 months ago because I don't give a fuck about what you niggas think or bitches. Straight up. But
different strokes for different folks.
But at the same time, I get why somebody might feel empowered by a number so high as 1,000 or 1,000,000 or you know what I'm saying, multi-million, a couple thousand. It makes you feel like, all right, people are noticing me, but what you gotta also understand is these motherfuckers don't see y'all. No. You know what I'm saying? I'm always the type of person like, if I dress like this and I go out, I'd rather you see me out than me take a picture and you see it on social media. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? That shit gonna hit different. You seeing me,
exactly,
yeah, you seeing me on social media don't mean nothing. Most of the shorties we be seeing on social media don't look that way. And hold on, even if they do, they be normal. They be very normal. You might see
chilling, they low key.
You might see a joint with 1 million followers out just doing some normal ass shit, bro. She's a normal person.
Getting an oil change,
bro. She's a normal person, but like the number will have you thinking like, damn, she wouldn't even talk to me. Bro, yes, the fuck she would. Yes. You, and honestly, now what I will say, what fucked the game up truly is the fact that having numbers on social media has equated to financial benefits.
Absolutely.
Now that took it to another level because now shorty's making more than you off Instagram. Yeah. And you working a good job. You're not
like it's respectable.
Yeah, it's respectable, but now it's like, I mean, what can you bring to the table type shit.
The thing is like numbers sell at the end of the day. But I guess to your point, my question to you would be, so with them peeling back, like, okay, we're not going to reveal the amount of likes on each specific post.
I like that.
Should they just take following and followers just completely out of the spectrum?
Take that shit out. Because you got to understand, I've done it too, bro. I've been out. I've met like not even just like a girl, like, that I'm trying to talk to at all. Just a normal person I'm just talking to. And I just see her number and it's 25,000. And I'm like, in my mind, off rip, I'm like, yo, 25,000? Like, who are you?
Mentally,
but that don't mean nothing.
Right, exactly.
25,000 don't mean nothing. You a normal person. Yeah. But you have found a way to cater to keep in mind also, people have also found a way to rig the game. Niggas buy followers like it's nothing. Niggas buy followers like fiends buy crack. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit is, it allows you to be who you are, even though that's not who you really are.
But I guess my thing is like, it's there for the taking. You know, some people obviously can resist the temptation, but like social media was kind of, I guess, I feel like it was intended to connect people. Right. But at the end of the day, like, you see kind of how it's spiraled out of control to this point where more so the amount of likes and the amount of followers are the thing that matters.
So, okay, so my question to you is, how toxic is social media? Okay. Like,
I guess it's like a catch-22 for me because it's like I see the benefits of it. Like
there are some.
So I was talking about financial freedom a little bit earlier. Like social media can be a vehicle or an engine that can help get you to financial freedom.
Yeah.
Now, I think it takes a specific type of person that has an understanding of who they are,
Yeah.
you know, to like really be able to kind of navigate through that space of like, as I ascend through the certain levels of, okay, you know, I'm at 10,000 followers where, you know, I'm not necessarily making money off of, you know, having sponsored ads on my page, but, you know, I can still walk around with a sense of like, I am somebody because I have 10,000 followers.
And see, that's where, to me, it's fucked up. And that's why I said the analytics matter, because it's like, Shorty only thinks she's somebody because niggas or even, you know, females have made her feel this way because of the number that's accumulated by all of y'all. And it's like, I could just be interested in like what you post, or maybe you're funny, like, you know.
Sure. And you know what's crazy too? Like, I guess my thing is like, I feel like, so obviously like your perception is your reality, right? So say for instance, you only have 500 followers for your entire, you know, time on Instagram or whatever social media platform you're using. And then within the span of a week, that follower count goes from 500 to 1,000.
Yes, sir.
Aren't you automatically going to start to feel a certain type of way because you leveled up that quickly?
Yes.
So I'm like, I feel like it's even at different stages. It just depends on where that person made the jump from.
It don't matter.
It don't matter if you're going from 500 to 1,000 or from 500 to 50,000.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It don't matter. Any way you look at it as some sort of gain and some sort of like. It's empowering,
it's drug,
regardless.
bro.
Yeah,
Think about that shit hits its
people
dopamine.
say clout is a drug, but honestly, like, it really is. And I hate the word clout, so I don't even really use it. But like, just get rid of that shit. But like, I mean, it is a thing though. Like, just attention, and people have been attention seekers since I've been in high school. So like, that shit's not new. Right. It's just the fact that it's so public now. But see, for me, like, I kind of switched now my question up to you. So like, how toxic is social media to how has that damaged like the dating game and how you meet women? Because now I feel like, I mean, you know, I don't think it's easy for a single dude to go out here and kind of make himself you know, noticeable, or
how do you stand out?
How do you stand out?
Especially considering that everybody's Instagrams or their social media is literally just the best version of themselves.
A fucking facade.
It's their resume.
Which is basically what it is.
It's their resume, but like you go into an interview and they're like, so I see that you're only at this job for 2 years. Why is that?
Yeah.
Why didn't you stay longer?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like you can see all the accolades, the achievements, but you don't care to even peel back the layers. That's also a thing too, is like us as people that are viewing other people's profiles, we're being too passive. We just assume that what we see is what we get.
Yeah.
Rather than like obviously like, who are you to try and call out or like find the weakness in somebody's armor? Mm-hmm. But like at the same time, like, are we all presenting the best versions of ourselves? Yes or no?
And see, Instagram, like, or I hate to keep saying Instagram, but that's the only thing I have. Just social media in general is like, to your question, is like, yeah, like, that's the best version of themselves in their mind. And honestly, I think they start to, once you tell a lie enough, people say it becomes the truth.
Yeah.
So it's like, niggas are just lying to themselves to the point where now they have believed, like, this is what I am. And now you have numbers to match that shit. So now in your mind, you're like, this is who I am. Yeah. And motherfuckers just, you know, it makes it so easy to believe some bullshit.
You know what I look at it as, or how I equate it? I look at it kind of like a sports metaphor where it's like, okay, so somebody can, Kobe can go into the game and score 30 points, but how did he score the 30 points? Did he shoot all threes? Was it all 3-point attempts? Or did he just have all straight layups? You know what I'm saying? It's going to take you 15 attempts to, like, if you're just going from straight layups to twos. But, okay, I can get there a little bit quicker if I just shoot straight threes. Yeah. Now, there's obviously more risk, but I can still do it at the end of the day. Yeah. So I guess, like, the point I'm trying to make is, like, the numbers still, yes, they, like, you still see 30,000. You still see 30, however many followers. Yeah. But it's like, how did you get there? You know
I like what you just did there, honestly, because that's important. You know, a motherfucker could have 100 points, but if this nigga shot 22% from the field, it doesn't hold the same weight, you know, than a nigga who shot 45%. It's like,
I guess at the end of the day, and my apologies for cutting you off.
Yeah, no, you're good.
At the end of the day, it's like, I guess it's like, what's the true objective? Getting to the 30,000?
That's the true objective for them.
Or the process to get to the 30,000?
I like the process. I like the process and everything.
That's something Kobe preaches all the time. It's like, don't fall in love with the destination, fall in love with the journey. You know what I'm saying?
That's a great message, man, because it's just like, you know, who you, like, whatever you look like in high school is not what you look like now, right? You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's a journey, and that's a beautiful journey.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? That's a beautiful journey.
Some niggas really went through the struggle.
Yeah, man, and I'm one of those people, like, I feel it. It feels great to not feel that way anymore, but it also, I love the fact that I could look back on that and now not even, you know what I'm saying? It's just beautiful to have that a part of the process, but if you've always been someone who's either been given something or like you've always been highlighted, you don't know what it feels like to have any sort of struggle. So it just, to me, it just, I don't know. I like the journey, you know what I'm saying? So to Kobe's point, I think the journey's important. I think we have completely skipped the journey in a lot of the shit we do now. But to kind of take things to another topic, I wanted to kind of talk about like vices maybe, or like, you know, I mean, everybody got their vices. Some people like to gamble, some people like to go to the strip club. I mean, hey, I'm not mad at that.
Shout out Stadium, by the way.
Shout out to Stadium. Y'all are great people. I love y'all. And shout out to all the strip clubs, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to all the strippers. I want a stripper to actually come on here and talk that talk, but we...
That's another,
yeah. We'll get into that. But what I want to talk about now with you is vices. So like I said, some people like to, you know, spend their money just crazily, and some people like to just fascinate on certain things. So for me, it's like, what is the root of all evil? Because to me, your vices are a direct correlation with what is kind of like a demon, you know what I'm saying?
No, it's definitely,
you know what I'm saying?
Whether it's like drugs,
right,
money,
sex, attention,
whatever, like clout,
any of that, all that shit is in one. So like, I always ask people like what they think the root of all evil is.
I mean, I know what my vice is.
Yeah.
My downfall would probably be a woman before it's money.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I think it's because I'm thinking about the engine, like,
so lust.
I would want, absolutely, like, I would definitely want money, but it's more so to be able to look more appealing to women. And that's just me being completely vulnerable with myself and being like, look, like, at times I like to flex because I'm trying to show off, I'm trying to get shorty's attention, and that's the only thing that my mind is focused on right now. Right. You know what I'm saying?
And see, I think what it is like, niggas, and that's why strip clubs and like even if you go to a casino, they got joints walking around ass out, because lust is gonna get anybody like who's a little bit vulnerable, like in. I think me personally, I think greed is probably my root of all evil, just because niggas and females and people in general, just everyone wants to have what they can't have, or they want more than what they already have. You know what I'm saying? You're never satisfied for the most part. Most people are not satisfied. So
that's a big fact.
I think greed and lust together, I mean, make a deadly combination, but greed to me is my root of all evil. I just don't think people can be like, you know what? I've got $100,000 and I can support my family, I'm good. You just thinking about how if all that shit went away, what the fuck you gotta do? And you have to think like that.
Absolutely. And like, even just to tie back to the whole success thing, some people like I remember J. Cole was saying, I mean, probably around like the time that 2014 Forest Hills Drive came out, like that's when he started to kind of preach like, yo, like, these things that I want, when I first got into the rap game, these things that I wanted to attain, you know, being called the best rapper alive, and you know, outselling all these people and having the #1 record and all that stuff. Once I finally got that, it was like, oh shit, this doesn't even feel fulfilling, because I'm still like, my mind's, it's programmed to think I need to continue to chase the next thing.
You gotta get the next step. It's never enough.
Completely be your downfall.
Sure. I mean, and that's why it's scary to like want success, because once you get it, it's like, what's next?
Yeah, it's like, or how do you stop chasing the next thing?
Yeah, right.
How do you
that's the question. Yeah. How do you stop like chasing? And I don't even know if that's like in anyone. I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe it is. I mean, I'm sure it's in some people, but not many.
I think it's definitely something like any other skill. It's something that has to be developed. But I think kind of with anything that comes with like, there needs to be an action coming out of it, there needs to be the awareness too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So being aware of like, I'm not getting the fulfillment that I thought I would by attaining these things. So how do I self-reflect and analyze and see like, what like inventory do I need to take to be able to kind of like right the ship? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or at least to finally feel that fulfillment. You
No,
know what I'm
I
saying?
agree with you on that.
The fact that you're willing to put yourself out there,
Mm-hmm.
and Maya Angelou had that whole little, you know, like our deepest fears, that not that we're inadequate,
Yeah.
our deepest fears that we're powerful beyond measure.
Yeah.
Like that saying, she went into a little bit further where it was like you're not helping somebody else feel liberated by not liberating yourself. So for you being able to say, I'm going to put myself out there,
Mm-hmm.
this is what I want to do,
Yeah.
you're helping other people realize
People
I got to step outside of my comfort zone and do what the fuck I want to do. At the end of the
It's
day.
the littlest shit. Like you doing, like us doing this is like so many people have hit me and been like, you know, like I've always wanted to do a podcast, and my question is like, why not?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So now I'm in a position to say why not. Before, niggas is looking at the shit like, damn, like that should be me. So, you know, it's just, I like that I'm on the other side of things now. But, you know what I'm saying? I'm happy that this could all happen. Like, I'm very grateful. I mean, some people may not have the opportunities and the connections that I just have in order to make it happen. But we're only growing. So this is like the very beginning. And, you know, we're going to take off. And, you know what I'm saying? If you're down with us, you know, you're going to see it go off. And if you're not, I mean, fuck you.
Bro, and that's the beautiful thing about it is like as long as you put in the work, like you're gonna see
oh my gosh,
the fruits of your labor. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
1000%. So to kind of take it to another topic, I kind of wanted to change things up a little bit, just like about music, because like music to me is a big deal. Like I'm a very big music person. Music runs the world, in my opinion. I feel like I wish I were like invested or maybe even talented, I should say, enough to like do music, because like it is like the best thing ever to me. But
well, let me interject.
Yeah. Go interject. So that's like, what this is for.
So like, you have being a historian of music and knowing kind of the roots of how music has progressed over the years.
Yep.
You're like, I would do it a disservice because I actually don't have a talent. But today, let's look at today's climate, right?
Yeah.
Out of the artists, let's look at just hip hop.
Yeah.
Out of the rappers that, you know, especially a lot of the younger guys that are starting to pop off now, how many of them would you actually say are actually skilled?
When it comes to skill, I mean, and that's actually...
In terms of like making music and artistry.
Yeah, no, I mean, funny enough, you walked right into the topic. My question for you and us was, does music have substance in it anymore? And I mean, if you're talking about skill in 2020, I can say, I mean, if we're doing percentages, I mean, if you think about it, it's maybe 1-2% that have skill, that have actual like ability that others do not have, and that you can tell they actually worked on this shit. I mean, my mom says this all the time too. It's like, we're lazy. Our generation, like we like, you know, because a lot of shit for us has been automated and things are just fast, and it's like
convenient.
It's convenient. So like, you don't have to really work on what you're good at. So niggas are really just pretty much above average and good at shit.
Yeah, that's all you need.
And that's it. And then you have the niggas who are below good, and then you have like a producer or a nigga behind the scenes who's actually skilled.
Yeah.
Who's making you seem as if, you know, you're amplified. So it just, honestly, I mean, if you really break it down, there's not many niggas who are skilled. There's a lot of niggas who are fortunate, in my opinion.
I feel like a lot of them are, they kind of also...
And they're smart, too. These niggas aren't stupid.
Yeah, let's not give these niggas their fucking credit. They obviously see the lane.
No.
I can definitely get into this same
1000%,
space
1000%.
and be just as successful, if not more.
And that's a skill to know. Look, social media is about to pop in a few years. Let me go do it. You know what I'm saying? Just to know, like, that's your avenue. So for me, I don't like to discredit these new niggas because it's important. Like, they actually have somewhat of a vision. I'm not gonna give them too much credit, but they have a vision to a certain extent, and I think they're also very fortunate because we have a platform, and we have multiple platforms now where you can reach out to whoever the fuck you need to get what you need.
Yeah.
And niggas are, honestly, niggas like to do drugs together and network. I mean, that's what the shit seemed like. I'm not into drugs, so I don't know how the shit work, but like, these niggas do drugs together and network. I mean, that's what, and I'm happy for these niggas. I mean, the shit seemed to be working.
Whatever floats your boat, bro.
Whatever seems to be working, I'm not mad at it, but I will say, it does seem a lot easier to get what you need or to get on.
Yeah, my thing is
now.
like, you can, like, the genius, I guess the credit that I want to give to like the genius in those types of artists are where like they can find a way to capitalize on other platforms on social media.
1000%.
Like you, Lil Nas X, he would not be, this is my opinion, other people can argue this, but he would not be as big as he is if it wasn't for TikTok. Because think about it. Same thing with Vine for a lot of other artists back in like 2014, 2015.
Yeah,
but
a lot of entertainers.
Exactly.
DC Young Flock,
Exactly.
shit like that.
They're able to use that small. Okay, I can only have a minute video at the most, but I'm able to at least have my song. All I gotta do is put a little, an easy dance that everybody can follow along with.
Something
Then all of a
catchy.
sudden, I get a little challenge going. Oh, boom, okay, cool. That all of a sudden, people want to start playing that song just to be able to make a 1-minute video. It don't take much to make a 1-minute video, but you have to stream the song 40 times just to get your video out.
Yeah.
To get it curated the way that you want it to.
It's a formula.
Exactly. So it's genius.
No, it is.
Genius,
No. And like you, just how you broke that whole shit down. Honestly, I feel old. I asked somebody the other day, what is TikTok? I don't understand what TikTok even is.
I still don't get it.
I don't get. Is it
But
like Vine 2.0? That's what it seems
That's
like.
what it seems like to me too.
But maybe, I don't know. I'm never gonna use TikTok for the most part, like to get my shit off.
There, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I might jump into my shit, hey, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not about to be using that. But like I said, to his point, these niggas have figured out a formula, and honestly, they do need credit for that.
Yes.
But like I said, this is also a very lazy generation, so I can't give but so much. But I'm happy for all these niggas winning. Honestly, like, this is a different time. You never see so many black people getting money like this before. So it is I would say black people getting money this not easy, but like, I don't know,
as accessible.
It's very accessible. Exactly.
Now, I guess like I wanna also answer your question. So you were asking, is there substance based on kind of the landscape of the music industry?
My answer is no.
No, okay. I think otherwise. So you'll also hear a lot of people saying you also got it, like, because there is such an oversaturation of the market where you get at least like the mainstream stuff pushed to the floor, which is really has not a lot of substance. You gotta also like the same way that back in the day motherfuckers was going into record stores and having to like dig in crates and shit to find like an actual record that they can go play on their fucking 8-track or on their actual record player, or like a vinyl record.
Yeah.
So I think you really still have to kind of do your due diligence to be able to sift through the stuff. But there's definitely still good pockets of music here and there in the industry. It's just a lot harder.
I don't think that there's not, and that's not to cut you off, but I don't think that there's not good music. I just don't believe that. When I say substance, I mean J. Cole type substance. Now, you don't have to be a lyrical ass nigga. Hold on, that's not what I'm saying. Like, for instance, I think who's a nigga that's like, I would even say like even the baby, like he makes party music, but I feel there's substance there. There's shit that like you
for every bop, there's a
bar. There's something in there. You're like, whoa, okay.
I mean, bro, he did drop. I don't remember how many tracks were on his last album, but I'm pretty sure it was more than 14 or 15. So like, you willing to tell me that those are all party tracks? No, bro. Like, and now granted, I think, and I'm sorry to cut you off, but like, there is a majority of bullshit out there.
Oh, 1000%.
There's a majority of bullshit, but then there's still also like,
there's a lot of, I think, not a lot of, but you can weed your way through like the niggas who are actually making music.
Yes.
That's the point. And I really do want to big up J. Cole's movement, just the whole Dreamville camp. Like, that shit is hard just because. And Griselda, I'm not too sure if niggas are on the Griselda, but them niggas are fucking different.
Yes.
I cannot even believe niggas fuck with them in 2020. So like, I'm just like, I'm a whole fanboy for them. But anyway,
that's my point too. Is like, Yeah, there's a lot of bullshit that people are gonna naturally just gravitate towards just
Yeah.
because it's easier, it's convenient. It's got a catchy fucking hook, whatever.
Yeah.
That's enough to reel me in.
Yeah.
But you just said Griselda's popping in 2020.
Bruh, nah,
And like they're
that's
bringing it back to
impressive.
the roots, like the gully rap.
That's
you know
impressive.
what I'm saying? And like that just goes to show that there's still people out there that's like, this is what I connect with more rather than that bullshit.
No, seriously, that's impressive that a Griselda type of movement is even relevant in 2020.
Yeah.
But that just shows you where we at as a culture. I mean, honestly, if it's dope, I think in 2020 it will hit. It just you gotta get it in the right people's hands.
Yeah.
But moving on to the next topic, I think we covered that joint pretty smoothly. I haven't asked this to any of my co-hosts yet, and I think this is actually one of the questions that I am very interested about. But what is or who is most beef started over? So I should say what. I'm not gonna say who. What is most beef started over? So when two niggas or even two girls, you know, whatever, people in general are going through something, you know, or they don't like one another, or fuck you, I'm gonna fuck you up when I see you, like stuff like that.
Yeah.
What is that usually? What do you think is usually stemmed from? Because I have my answer already.
I mean, so like
If you need a second, I can.
No.
Go.
I'm like my initial like I guess like quick reflex response
Yeah.
is honestly something that like really isn't I guess like a common answer, but I feel like it's just based on some possession or something that you feel is your possession.
Honestly, I think that is like the perfect answer because I was gonna say women.
Yeah, and that was
But
I
that
really played
goes
that
to
into,
possession.
Exactly.
So it's like
Exactly.
when you really think about it, it's all about you, like
what you feel is
possessive
like your
and
possession.
just you just feeling entitled to something and like you know this is mine type shit, not you. But yes, so you know for me the what most beef started is over. What most beef is started over is just women. I think women is almost always a woman is in between every single man and another man beefing. Like even if it's money.
Is this a topic because of the whole Meek Mill situation right now?
No, but I mean honestly, that's a perfect fucking example because you have two niggas. Well,
I truly don't feel like, in my opinion, I truly don't feel like Meek really gives a fuck about Nicki. It's just like
it's hard
the
to
male
tell.
ego is like
Okay.
Any male, like I feel like this is the case for women and men. Is like, okay, your ex now is in a new relationship. You still are gonna kind of like measure up that dude or that girl and be like, oh, this is who you're with now. All right, like shit. Okay, like I don't give a fuck because that person could never be the person that I was.
Yeah,
some bullshit like that.
Yeah, nah, and that's the thing. It's like people. It's if you look at who your ex is with, or if you look at even a girl you've never been
even
with,
a joint exactly.
You will look at the nigga that she's currently talking to,
and you already running.
You're already just comparing.
Oh, this nigga 5'4". Oh, this nigga got size 6.
Right. So it's
like
really
that.
an ego thing, and it's like that's my thing. But that stems from you trying to impress a woman.
Absolutely.
So I mean,
or feeling as though what you have to offer is more valuable.
Than the next.
What she currently has.
And I mean, I think the next thing that most beef starts over is money.
Absolutely.
So I mean, I think money and women are neck and neck. I think because like I mean, money is like. People are valuing that over almost everything, but I think women will make you do some crazy fucking thing. And to your point, I think Nicki is a very toxic type of woman. I don't know who she is, but that type of woman that will like instigate and like want you to fight for her, and she's literally right there, just like antagonizing.
Exactly, that's my thing. She's throwing gasoline on the fire,
and that's why I'm like, bro, I can't even really rock with her because like. That's the bitch that, like, after you lose the fight, is like, why the fuck didn't you win?
Exactly. Or
you get in the car
you wake up after you get your ass knocked out and you're like, how the fuck did I even get
why did I even, you start asking yourself, like, I don't even really care. Like, dislike this dude to the point where I'm going to go that far.
Is it worth it to be in this relationship where my life's going to be on the line every time with this bitch?
But see, Nicki has what we call a following. Not a lot of people have a following. Like, there's few, like a following will make you feel like invincible.
Yeah.
There's a few artists and people in general that just have like a different type of fucking camp behind them. So yeah,
I want to touch on this really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole like, this is completely changing topics, but I guess somewhat in the kind of that realm. But the whole like, I feel like it's been a topic of conversation with Lori Harvey and the whole future shit, right? So obviously, like now, their relationship is going public, but somebody was like, I don't think it's a good look for Lori, and I was like,
it's not a good look for the future.
I
Fuck
don't
that.
know if it's necessarily a bad look for Shorty, because when you are someone that doesn't, you are known, but you're not like across the board. Everybody can identify you the same way that like,
Right.
if Snoop Dogg goes into a fucking any country, someone's gonna be like, Snoop Dogg.
Yeah,
Even if they don't
that's
speak English, they're gonna be like, Snoop Dogg. You know what I'm saying?
We never even heard her talk, bro.
That's exactly, bro. I don't even know if I've even heard her exchange 3 words.
Bro, you
But
just see her.
I've seen her on countless Explore pages.
Countless.
She is up and down my Explore page.
And I learned that that's an algorithm though, like based
That
off
is-
what
that
you
is
click.
absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
based off what you click, that
Which
shit
clearly
gonna pop.
shows that like I ain't shit because all I want to see is half naked women.
Yeah, but it's crazy
I got my
though.
vices.
Yeah, but see, even with that, it's just like I don't even want to like Lori Harvey to me is like one of the girls that R.G. Herbo's ex is like
Yeah.
one of them joints like. You're only in a conversation because of who you deal with. I wouldn't know Steve Harvey's dog. I don't know. Does this nigga have other kids?
I'm sure
he
I'm sure
does.
he does. Like that
I
are
wouldn't even
actually his
talk-
kids.
Like,
you know what I'm saying? That are actually, because Lori Harvey's not even his child. Like,
Really?
Yeah, he didn't give birth to
Oh,
her.
see. Well, yeah.
He didn't
contribute.
Exactly.
So the thing is, and see, that's funny as hell. I just want that to be known that the fact that we talking about a shorty who I don't know what her occupation is, I don't know what value she brings. She is a good looking woman on Instagram. I haven't seen her in person. I'm sure she looks, pretty similar. But you gotta understand, she's not doing anything for anyone.
She just has the last name of someone that's an actual celebrity.
Yeah, and he has a lot of pull, but it's sad that like you as a consumer, you would be so much more mesmerized by her and whoever she's dating than a nigga giving back to the community. Like,
but wait. So that's not her fault.
It's not.
That's the space that she found herself in.
Yeah, exactly.
So I guess my whole thing about like why I even brought it up was like people were saying that it's a bad look for her to be with Future, but I'm like, when Future's obviously the more famous person in this relationship, that's only gonna help her brand. Think about it.
Yeah.
We didn't know who the fuck Kevin Federline was. We didn't know who the fuck some of these other partners with like actual celebrities were.
Yeah.
Karuchi, you know what I'm saying?
No,
like,
I said all the time.
All of a sudden they get with somebody and now they're finally a celebrity.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like literally it's only helping her brand at the end of the day.
I mean, nah, she's 1,000% benefiting. And if anybody's out there stupid enough to think she's not benefiting off this shit, you have lost your fucking mind. Like, everyone wants to know, bro, anybody Future is fucked. We are automatically like
completely infatuated with.
Well, yeah, like, and it's like it's just a joint. This is just another joint at the end of the day.
But because the fact that it's a celebrity that now has this partner that we don't feel as though we can get because that's a celebrity.
Yep.
It's like now we all desire. It's the same thing that you were just saying with like you want what you can't have.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's all it ever is.
That's really all it is.
That's all it ever is. I mean, so now my question to you is like, you saw the Meg and G-Eazy shit? Mm-hmm. Like, where are you at? Yeah, where are you at on that? Because, I mean, for me, I'm going to just say this straight up, man.
Okay,
I'm tired of you black women talking about, oh, black women can fuck with white dudes, and as soon as a nigga even looks at a white girl, like, this nigga should be fucking killed.
Yeah.
Like, fuck out of here, bro. Jeezy's corny, and honestly, black women with white dudes, to me, if that's acceptable, I don't want to hear anything about black men with white women. I don't. All of this, yo, you came from a black woman. I don't want to hear all that, bro. I don't want to hear none of that, because this nigga G-Eazy is sucking this bitch's face.
Yes.
And the shit is like not even like it ruined my morning. I woke up to it. And it's like, y'all are supporting it. So now I gotta be like, what is wrong with y'all? Like, y'all cannot be serious. If Odell Beckham was sucking a white woman's face, y'all bitches would have lost y'all mind. Y'all.
I'm also like annoyed because it's like, well, what if I was dating a mixed girl? Because Odell Beckham's dating somebody that's mixed.
Right.
Shorty's like black and white.
So what side do you play?
Yeah, it's like, well, no, you dating a white girl because technically that's a white girl.
Yeah.
That's also a black girl too. So it's like you can be very selective in those situations of like how you feel about that specific relationship.
Bro, honestly, when this topic comes up, it's really you only cater to like which person you really just fuck with more. That's how I look at it. Like you look, everyone fucks with Meg at the end of the day, and you wanna just side with her.
Right now.
Right. So women are gonna be like, look, I mean, she's just living her life. She's just free spirited right now, having a great time. But no. If Idris, let one of these like prominent black niggas, bro. I really wish.
I mean, come on, hey, look, let's be honest though. In the grand scheme of life, there has been at least more documented or more public relationships where the black male is married to a white female.
And I'm not gonna hold you.
There's nothing wrong with that at all, by any means. There's like at least me, I can't speak for you, but like I encourage there to be more interracial relationships because like I need racism to just get completely obliterated, but that's not going to happen until the next like 100 years or 200 years or whatever. And then even still, there might be still little tests.
It's always going to be there, bro. Yeah. It's always going to be there. And then the thing is this, I don't have nothing against the white boys fucking with the black girls. You should. They're dope.
That's fire. It's like, I want, the way that I look at a black girl, I want a white guy to look at a black girl the same.
Right.
I want them to be able to look at a black girl.
I think they do, some of them. Some of them. Yeah. I think some of them really appreciate.
Small minority.
Yeah, no. It's not a lot, but I think that it's very unfortunate that as soon as a black man gets outside of that, and I do agree, like sometimes you do be seeing a prominent black man with a lot of money and power, and he be with a white woman, and you're kind of, you're just asking yourself like, what, how did this transpire? But I don't be mad at it because I'm like, you love who the fuck you love.
Yeah, like you saw, this hurt me. Seeing Zoe Kravitz now just get married to a white man. And I was just like,
I think I do know who you talking about. Yeah.
I mean, come on now, you know Zoe Kravitz.
No, I know Zoe Kravitz. Do I know who the fuck she married to? I don't know him.
Hell no. The thing is, like, I don't think he's a celebrity. He might have money, but he's not a celebrity.
Right.
And like seeing that, I was kind of just like, damn, like, like you have that thought, like, damn, we losing all of our sisters. You know what I'm saying?
But see, and that's the thing. It's like you have that thought, and then you also have to look at it like, you know what? I'm not gonna like tell you to, put a halt on that shit.
Just because you're not happy.
Man, fuck it, man. I don't care. As long as this nigga's not out here like brainwashing you or some shit, and vice versa. Like black men shouldn't be trying to brainwash white women. Whatever. If that's not taking place, be happy, love it. I just don't like the way as soon as like a black woman's with a white girl, like black women, like the camaraderie is unreal.
They champion it.
It's just like, wow, like, okay, I mean, fuck it, I guess. But let me do this shit. I mean, you would never look at me the same.
And the funny thing is, Jeezy could really like Shorty. But I guess
I don't think he does. That shit is all for, bro, celebrity relationships don't mean
those are fleeting, bro. But like, my thing is like, I feel like celebrity relationships are just what we all want to be doing. Because we all have an interest in somebody else. They're just able to access these, or to get access to these people.
That's a good point.
Often. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good point.
Hey, we kind of know what this is.
Yeah, we know what this
I'm
is.
famous, you're famous.
And
there's millions of other famous people here in fucking Hollywood.
It's cool.
Like, we're not, just because we sleep together for 6 months or whatever, doesn't mean that I'm not going to sleep with somebody else in the next after those 6 months are over. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so, like,
no. I hear that.
My thing is just like, honestly, bro, like, and this might sound kind of weird, but like, I feel like we should be dating more and learning more about, like, I feel like you're only gonna get more experience in general, just how to deal with people and what you actually want out of a relationship by being in more relationships. Therefore, like,
I say that all the time. I think a lot of people like want girls or maybe even men, but I know a lot of guys want girls that have been with only maybe one guy, maybe none.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, you want somebody who's actually been a little experienced, not, but honestly, the more experienced she is, like the more she's gonna be relatable and like seasoned and just have like understanding. When she hasn't been like, her understanding is little to none.
Right.
Like you're her only fucking like example of anything.
And I think a big thing for me is like, so not that like when you're courting, when you're trying to figure out if you're actually interested in a girl, like some of my top characteristics I'm looking for is like, do we speak the same love language?
Yeah.
And like my initial thought is, okay, if I ask you, you know, like how many relationships have you been in, and you tell me one, and it's only for 2 years or 1 year, I will be like, you don't even know your own love language.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And it's
because that's an important question. And see, like niggas don't be asking that. You just be so happy to be with somebody.
For sure.
But I think like one of my most important topics, and this might be the last one we cover, is I think this is something that me and you talked pre-show, but the who is more shallow question. I think this is a question that like no one really, because the word shallow itself is so like gray, you know.
It really is. Yeah.
So it's like, you know, how can you define who's more? And I mean, we talked about it off air, but now we can talk about it on air as well. You know, where do you fall on that?
Yeah, so I'm right in the middle because I don't have a stance on who is more shallow.
Right.
I feel like us as men and women are complete opposites.
Yeah.
And we don't look at things from the same exact lens. Therefore, how are we to be able to kind of not judge, but just kind of analyze how a woman's tendencies are, or vice versa, how a woman's analyzing a men's tendencies. So I was telling you before we started filming, like, okay, as a man, I think we're more so physically driven, or physical attraction is probably going to be one of our more higher characteristics when we're thinking of like if we're interested in a girl.
Without doubt.
And I think like that's just us being honest. Like, sorry, like, hey, we're attracted to you, so therefore like there is an interest initially. And I think maybe some women are a little bit more on the emotional side where it's like, well, hey, look, this guy has a nice personality, therefore, and he treats me well, and in my previous relationship, that wasn't what I actually got.
Not at all.
Therefore, I'm willing to give this guy, more than a chance to be able to see if there's something there. So I feel like in terms of like shallowness, like I think it really just depends on the actual situation, and obviously like you can't necessarily compare, a complete one-to-one any instance, but like how I look at it is like, okay, you could. As a woman, from a woman's perspective, you could tell me that I'm shallow because I value physical attraction. And so that's one of my higher, like characteristics. Yeah. And as a woman, you're like, hey, status is something that's more attractive to me. Yeah. Therefore, it's like, okay, well, if I'm looking at it from this lens, the woman is more shallow in this instance. Yeah. But if I'm a woman and looking at the man, I'm like, well, you're more shallow because I don't value physical attraction as much as you do. So I think it just really depends, like, if you're able to find a man and a woman that has literally the top to bottom the same exact order of their characteristics of what they're looking for, maybe then you could say, okay, that person's more shallow because you're able to kind of see it from the same scale. But I feel like the scales are so tipped that like you can't necessarily really say like a man's more. I think the majority, like from just like society perspective, is the man's more shallow.
1000%.
The man's more shallow.
It's just it's easy to say a man's shallow because it's
easy, exactly.
It's like we'll fuck pretty much not anything, but figuratively,
or even you like. I think your homie said this in the last episode, was like, I see a big butt, and so that's enough for me to be like, I want to fuck. You know what I'm saying? So
shout out to Harris.
Yeah, shout out to Harris. Low key, not even low key, bro. Like that is literally shit. Like it's simple. I think I'm a little bit opposite, where it's like, there could be the fit, but like, okay, you got a pretty face, you got a nice smile. Okay, there's at least I like seeing a girl smile, so therefore like there's an interest for me right there. Yeah, most definitely. I mean, for me, it's like I said earlier, women are shallow in different ways and men are shallow in different ways, and I think they balance each other out. Exactly. So for me, it's like women are shallow in the sense I think for me is they're shallow when it comes to like financial status. If a nigga has his financials together, so it seems, they will put all else to the side and give themselves to a nigga. Whereas with a man, it's like if shorty just has the couple of
elements that I'm looking for.
Nice hair.
Yeah, I'm already like bought in.
Yep.
So, you know, and I think both of those two like equal out. And I think, you know, I think originally when I had my two female co-hosts come on, I think I might have said men, but I do now in just talking it through, I just think it might be equal. I don't think there's one more than the other.
Yeah, that's my point, is like, it depends on the person that you're talking to in that given moment. So right now as we're talking, I'm like, honestly, I don't feel as though one gender is more shallow than the other. I just feel like if I'm just basing it off of just a societal standpoint, yeah, the common consensus is it's a man. And the men are more shallow than women.
It's just very simple. Like I said, it's convenient. It's also convenient.
Exactly.
Convenient to be like, and also it's hard to say women are like, you don't want to like label them as almost anything that's like in a negative connotation.
Right.
Then it's like, you know, you're bashing them, you're not appreciating them. So
the last thing I'll say is, so like,
get it off.
I definitely understand why people would be like, yeah, men are more shallow, you know what I'm saying? And the phrase that I think that comes to my mind is like, you know, hey, we approached Shorty because we thought that was intuition, a gut feeling that we should go talk to her. No, that was really just your dick, bro. That's really all it was.
See, and for that to be a last point, that's a hell of a last point right there, because
you gotta keep it
a lot of you niggas think with your dick, and I mean, look, I mean, we all been there. I mean, it is what it is. It was a lusty, horny night.
It was. And there's a fine line. There's a fine line between thirsty and just being assertive.
And just being assertive and just also just being interested. I mean, if you want to cross that boundary of interested and thirsty, yeah, whatever. It's subjective, you know. It is subjective, but do keep in mind, a lot of you niggas think with your dick, and I will say that is where women do differ just a tad. They might think with, you know, their female parts, but like they can overcome it. They're like, you know what, this don't really make sense in the grand scheme of things. Whereas a nigga, I mean, you just gotta get that nut off, and I understand.
And maybe it's
I understand it.
Like, granted, we've evolved biologically to just find the best mate for reproduction. Yeah. So if we're looking at it from a scientific standpoint, it's like, can you really blame us, ladies?
And I try to make that argument, but no woman will agree. Ever. They will never even understand.
They're like, then what's the point of consciousness? And I'm like,
you know, and now you're like, all right,
there's a rabbit hole that we can get into.
We're not even gonna go there. We're not even gonna fucking do it. But man, I think this was a fucking great conversation, man. I know I could talk to this nigga for too long. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, bro, I don't even want to end right now. Yeah. But there's always more room for more content. So I always make sure, you get the most out of it. So I really appreciate you again, dog, for coming on, dog. We want to appreciate everybody who's going to tune in and watch this. Yes. Make sure you watch the end of this, because we're going to have our acts in there, our Instagram handles. We're going to have his Instagram handle in there. We got the Format Entertainment merch coming very soon. I'm not even going to give no date, but, you know, very, very soon. Website also in the works. Like I told y'all last episode, still working some kinks out, but we're almost there. And you know what I'm saying? It's going to be a big year for the whole brand, man. So, like, I just want everybody to feel welcome. Come on, come fuck with us. You know what I mean? This is a great environment. Nobody's left here feeling anything but positive vibes and wanting to come back, honestly.
Yeah, bro. Just having a conversation.
Yeah, man. So, tell a friend to tell a friend. You know what I'm saying? This is the Subtle Impact TV. And also, I wanted to mention that we have a lot of music coming out in 2022. So I know we have the whole podcast content shit going for us, but we also have music. Don't forget about Irie. Don't forget about Zay Chris. Don't forget about Yama. And definitely don't forget about Herc making the beats behind the scenes and doing everything they got to do. Shout out to Chase. Always on it. You know, my West Coast brother. I fuck with you. You do everything you got to do for the brand, and I really respect it. And outside of that, man, this has been a great fucking episode. I really appreciate y'all for fucking with us.
Like, comment, subscribe, dog.
Like, comment, and subscribe. And you know what? If you already subscribed, share with a friend. Yeah. And you know what I'm saying? If you already share with a friend, you know, make sure you share with your mom, share with your grandma, you know what I'm saying? Share with a cousin. We're just trying to get to 100 subscribers. We at 81 right now. You know what I'm saying? So, like, we were almost there. Come on. You know what I'm saying? But nah, thanks for fucking with us. We out.